Hey everyone, welcome to MCM 421 script writing for summer 2. I'm your instructor, Casey Hart. Now, if you've never taken an online class before, welcome. Glad you're with us. Hope this is going to be a good experience for you. If you have taken an online class before, but you've never taken one from me, again, hope this is a good experience. It will probably be just a bit different than something you've taken before. Namely, most of your instructors probably don't do these overview videos. I'm going to be trying to keep you up to date as much as possible with these short videos to describe a little bit about what you should be studying, what you should be looking at, kind of how this class is supposed to be going. If you guys have questions or concerns, anything that that you would like to ask me, go ahead and shoot it to me via GroupMe. I will try and answer it. If you want to do something more direct, you can always direct message me through GroupMe, or you can email me. I've given you my text or my cell phone number on the syllabus, which is visible through the content tab on D2L. You can certainly go there as well, and we can set up a time to talk face-to-face, either through Skype, FaceTime, phone call if you want to do that. There's any number of ways you can contact me directly, and that's fine. But if I deem this necessary, I may also do a video and try and address that concern. In this first video, what I'd like to do is try and just explain the D2L platform very briefly for anyone who may have not taken an online class before, and give you guys a quick overview of what you should be working on this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. First off, the D2L platform is pretty straightforward, pretty simple for you guys to understand. If you'll look at my screen, this is going to be your basic home screen. It can be accessed anytime you just click Course Home. Most of these videos that I'm going to be posting are going to be appearing under your news feed. If you don't see this, you can access it by clicking on your news icon right here. This can be hidden. So if you don't see this, you may click this down arrow and see if you can reveal it. For the most part, it should be visible for everyone. And I will be posting things regularly on your news feed. This will be available to everyone, and you should get a reminder anytime something new pops up on your news feed. Again, these are class announcements. These are quirky little bits of information that may be helpful to you as the semester goes on. So check that regularly. I would suggest, as this is an undergrad online class, I would suggest that you try and check in at least once a day. Mostly, or most of the assignments are built to be able to accommodate about an hour a day, maybe an hour and a half a day of content, just like if you were sitting in a classroom in a summer semester. That's what these classes are built toward or built around. So if you were sitting face-to-face, that's about what the class would be like in a summer semester. The plus side is you can, much like me, sit out by the pool and work on it anywhere you want to. So try and cobble together about an hour a day to work on this, and you should be just fine. Now, you can generally work ahead as well, which is great. That is something I would encourage you to do as well. All right, so your course home has your news feed. It also has updates, so if I'm posting things, you should see it right here. If you've got responses to discussion threads, and you'll see that my discussion threads show that you guys have been posting on that discussion one, which is great. Now, I did notice that only about 8 of you have actually posted on discussion one. that needs to change ASAP. Discussion 1 was due yesterday, and it's simple. It's a basic introduction, but this is determining who you're going to be working with on your big semester project, so you guys need to get that in quick. But this lets me know that you guys are posting on those discussion threads. These are like class discussions, so you're going to have at least some very short discussion thread almost every day that you're expected to throw something out on. Basically, what I do in the morning is, again, get up, have my cup of coffee, and read through the discussion threads and post on this. What I'll probably do is read through the discussion threads, comment on individual ones where necessary, and then make general discussion responses via these probably daily videos to you guys. You'll also have content browsers and calendars. Calendars. You can click on your calendar. If I've got calendar specific events, they'll pop up here. Right now I don't have too many. I still am going to go in and pop in some specific calendar events, so you'll start seeing those pop up here. You can also access your content through this window. So you can access content here up at the top or here on the right side. Now, what I would do is go to this content browser and click here. Or, I'm sorry, this content tab and click here. Under content, you can actually go in and on the left side of the screen, look at how it's built into modules. Now, in this class, there are 5 weeks. You'll notice there's 5 modules. This means that each week you're going to be working on a different module. This first module is a little bit different, though. It also includes the Getting Started module. This is basically all the stuff that you would normally get handed on the first day of class. Your syllabus, a basic introduction, the objectives that we hope to accomplish, your course schedule. This is very important, and I'll get to this in a second. Storymatic. This is a little game we're going to be playing. It's a writing exercise. The book that we're going to be using. This is a link to Amazon if you guys would like to get it there and get it rushed to you. It's also available in the bookstore. Should be. Let me know if it's not. This is a link to Storymatic on Amazon if you want to buy the game. And a video that's Meet the Instructor tells you a little bit about me. Couple of things. Let's run through this. If you go to the syllabus option, you can check out the syllabus. This talks about who I am, how to get in touch with me. You'll notice I've given you my mobile. Please text first before calling. That's fine with me. I've also given you, as I said, the Group Me. Group Me is always preferable if you have to ask a question, because everybody else can see that question too. Text first. We can set up a phone call, set up an appointment. It's fine. You can see the book. There's an optional text. Your very first assignment here, which is going to be going on this first full week, is this read and watch assignment. You're going to be reading a full production script for one of these 4 shows and essentially watching the show as you read through the script. The whole idea is that you're going to be comparing what is written versus what actually makes it into the show. Well, I've given you links to these various shows on iTunes and Amazon, so you guys can actually download the syllabus, and you are going to have to download this if you want to use these links. Download the syllabus and then click these links to go directly to where you can purchase these shows. If you have Netflix, and I think My Name is Earl is available on Netflix, maybe Desperate Housewives and Doctor Who. I don't think Psych is anymore. You can get it any way you want to, but I really do want you to watch these things and then compare and contrast. Alright, the rest of the syllabus you guys have already been exposed to in other classes. You guys can look at it. The assignments are explained here. The grading is explained here. So if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. If I want to click through assignments, After clicking on one, I can hit these arrows. And it will take me from assignment to assignment. And I can go back to getting started there. The other thing that's very important is your course schedule. This gives you links to every assignment and tells you what day they're preferred on. It also tells you when things are due. So for example, it gives you things like, this is what I should be working on. This is an activity that should be done on this day. So you'll notice today I'm going to be trying to assign your writing teams. Okay, so I need you to get that discussion 1, which tells me who you are, where you are, and if you'd like to partner with someone in as quickly as you can so that I can accomplish this today. That means that tomorrow your read and watch assignment will be due, and then so forth and so on. You can go through here and see exactly when everything is, when you're supposed to be looking over certain things and when you're supposed to have things in. Now that doesn't mean that you have to do this stuff on a certain day. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to turn certain things in on a certain day. These are just the due dates. But this course schedule is going to be very important to you. Your book. It doesn't matter to me whether you rent, buy, get an e-textbook. It doesn't matter at all. But this book is going to be used. It is going to be helpful. I've got it sitting on my own bookshelf. So you're going to need that as quickly as possible. All right, let's go ahead and jump forward here a bit. This week you're going to be talking about writing for effective visual storytelling. Now, let me finish this little video by talking about Module 1. Okay, what you're going to be doing in this class is going to be different than any other type of writing you've probably done outside of any type of theater, writing for theater, if you've done anything like that. This isn't news writing. This isn't writing for research or writing a research paper in MLA or AP or APA style. Some people love this. Some people hate it. Personally, I think it's fascinating. I love writing this kind of stuff. But I'm also kind of a dork. So, not that you have to be a dork to enjoy this. Here's what you're basically doing. In this class, you and your partner are going to be writing what's called a spec script. Spec script is sometimes referred to as maybe a fan fiction. You're going to be taking a show that already exists or has existed, and you're going to be writing a unique episode for that show. For example, if you wanted excuse me, early morning. If you wanted to write an episode of Avengers Assemble, a 30-minute action-packed superhero show, you would be taking the same characters that already exist. You would be fleshing them out as the semester goes on, and then you would be writing a unique episode using those characters, where the characters find themselves in conflict in some way. Battles ensue, they somehow solve the problem, and there's some sort of resolution. Now in this, not only are you going to be a little bit dealing with the visuals, mainly you're going to be interacting with the characters, or talking about how the characters interact with one another. So this is going to be talking about how to write a script. How do you get characters to interact with each other? Interact with their environment, in some cases interact with themselves. That's what we're going to be talking about this semester. So to keep this as brief as possible, and I know it's getting long, in Module 1, we're going to introduce you to some basic terminology and show you how this works in action. So as you go through here, again, Lesson 1, I want you to go ahead and do the read and watch assignment. This read and watch response has to be done by Thursday, so I can go ahead and review it. check out Formatting a Screenplay. Read this in Hillard. And then check out your very first Storymatic project. Okay? Let's talk about Storymatic for just a second. Oh, looks like I have to fix a link. Actually, I'll talk about Storymatic in just a bit. And then, if you want to see a master at work when it comes to environmental building, check out this link in your module summary. This is actually Quentin Tarantino's script for Kill Bill 1 and 2. Some of his actual fight scenes are amazingly written. He is an incredibly, incredibly descriptive writer. In some cases, you will find that that writers will just say, and they fight, and it's awesome, and that's it. Quentin Tarantino doesn't do that. Quentin Tarantino writes out every single thing that his characters do in a fight, and it's incredibly descriptive. I would say check it out. It is phenomenal. And some of those fights are iconic. So if you want to check that out, it's linked here at the bottom. You can read it and see what it looks like. Okay, at the end of the week, you've got your very first Storymatic. Let's talk about that. Under Getting Started, Storymatic Explained. So the Storymatic is essentially a writing tool that will give you character traits and environmental traits or situations. In each one of the Storymatics, what I've done is given you a prompt, sort of at random. Basically, I drew these, laid them out, and asked you to do something with them. So a person with a poor memory, a house cleaner, unflattering portrait in a supermarket after hours. So in this case, you may have a conversation, and this is just the example I gave you in the Getting Started. You may have a conversation between a house cleaner and a person with a poor memory that concerns an unflattering portrait, and it's located in a supermarket after hours. So based on this information, I'm asking you to write a short dialogue between these people. And how you decide to do this, what you decide to have, or what this conversation is really about, what the characters say, that is completely up to you. But these are the most broad descriptions and broad problems that that you might include in these scripts. Now, it's entirely possible, as this semester goes on, I may give you this and ask for you to basically incorporate all these into one person. So, for example, a house cleaner with a poor memory is in a supermarket and is concerned about an unflattering portrait. And they are thinking about this. And now we're working with internal dialogue. How do we do that? I'll be showing you how to do that through this semester. So, that's what the Storymatic is about. It's just a writing prompt to allow you to practice the skills that we're talking about. So, in that first Storymatic, we've got a mind reader, a person with poor memory, and they're interacting about a mishap in the laboratory. So, in this case, these are the most broad descriptions. This is what you're going to be writing about. So, do the week's lessons. If you have any questions about it, by all means, ask me about them. Otherwise, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.